I don't think Takahashi would have saw that first Dian Keto and thought Prison Master Mommy. Yeah, it's something.
Yugioh.
Hey everyone, this is Jesse from Janjo. This video is a Patreon requested video by You Know Who You Are. Comment down below so everyone knows who you are. And he requested this video about doing the evolution of Yu-Gi-Oh art, and I thought that was pretty interesting, so I'm going to talk about it in this video. And if you haven't checked out my Patreon, my merch, or my whatever, check it out. So let's get started. Dual sauce, extra sauce. Hit that subscribe. Want to support Janjo? Get your name in videos or request content for the channel? Then check out my Patreon for exclusive perks, content, and stretch goals. So when it comes to art in Yu-Gi-Oh, there's been many changes from it. I mean, the game has been around for well over 2 decades at this point. And that's kind of a long time, and a lot have changed since then. So we look at even the earliest art, like I'm talking Bandai game art, it's pretty crazy. Now a lot of it comes from the manga, and the manga, it took its time to really figure out certain designs for cards like Dark Magician or the Summon Skull. I mean, if you look at the Summon Skull art, it's very bizarre. It looks very demonic. It looks like almost like a pink tree demon thing. It's very weird. There's not really much form to it. Looks kind of like pink goo or throw up or something. I don't know. It looks kind of bizarre. But if we go from that, okay, if we go from that, and if we go to the TCG game or the OCG game, really either, or Summon Skull's art was way closer. They took a different panel out of the manga and they used that for the Summon Skull. And it looks much better. It's much more of an actual creature-looking thing than just a big pile of bones. It's got the muscle, it's got color complexity, it's got depth. It's got all that stuff that you want out of a cool collectible card. But they didn't stop there, though. Wait. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, because that helps me upload more videos and know that you like content like this. I'm looking at Summon Skull as the primary example here. I'll have another example. But if we're going off of its secondary art, which as of right now is OCG only / the video games, we have this cool alternate pose of him, a viewpoint of him crossing his arms, rising up, being, well, summoned from whatever magic or lightning that is, and it's pretty cool. It's a different pose. He looks bigger, he looks taller, he looks more badass, arguably, in that pose. But eventually we actually get a third alternate art. See, when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh art, there's plenty of alternate arts for specific monsters. Third one I like. I prefer the other two over this one. This one is more of an attacking pose. He has like little claws. He's like, it looks like he's gonna pet a little dog. I don't know where his other arm's going. He's going off screen or something, but it's still kind of cool. I mean, you get his legs in this one. You didn't really get his legs in the other ones. You definitely get more of his body in this one, and more of attacking pose. So that's kind of cool. You get one where he's standing, one where he's being summoned, one where he's attacking. There's like a story to it. But then there's also this limited edition one by Kazuki Takahashi, which was kind of more recent, within the last 10 years of the game, where he did his own art with a couple of creatures. This one being the prominent one here, where he is pink, much like his original design. And I gotta wonder if the other ones, the one that we normally see with the white and the purple, if that one was not intended whatsoever. Like, it was always supposed to be that Bandai color with the pink, just adding a bit more black to it. And he has a giant axe. Is that the Axe of Fools? I don't know what that is. It's really weird. We never see that ever again. I don't know what it is, but it's still cool that the creator's not opposed to being like, no, this is what I got in mind for Summon Skull. He does look kind of different, because you can kind of look at his face as well as you can. It definitely looks like a different creature almost, but I mean, it's Summon Skull. But then we got Rush Duels. Speed Duels didn't change the art, but Rush Duels is a whole other beast. This one again goes back to his first TCG OCG artwork where he's just standing there, and it looks different. I don't know, put my finger on it. It looks a bit more smooth, less rigid looking, a bit I don't know, it definitely looks different. If you know the more specific words to describe it, definitely let me know. But a lot of Rush Duel art kind of goes in this little more cartoony look, and the Yu-Gi-Oh hasn't necessarily gone with more of a cartoony look per se. There definitely has been changes regarding detail, regarding thematics, you know, like overarching story plots, that kind of stuff with the game. When you go back, you had many of just kind of weird things like Rainbow Flower, Firegrass, Mr. Volcano. We still had tying themes together like Gravekeepers and Zombies, Dark Scorpions, that sort of stuff. But eventually, when 2005, about the midpoint with Cybernetic Revolution, it literally was a cybernetic revolution. There was so much that changed with the game, not just from a gameplay aspect, but from the art. We suddenly started to see way more cybernetic cards, and this would bleed in much more throughout the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Just looking at some of the cybernetic revolutions, obviously we got Cyber Dragon, which was a big card, Cybernetic Cyclopean, clearly Tasumi Giant wearing a suit of armor, basically. Cyber Archfiend, you know, again, like Summon Skull, is another Archfiend with things. Cybernetic Magician, he's not Dark Magician, but yeah, he's working at it. You got the Drilloids, got the Roid cards. There definitely was a bit of a change, and this really kept going in Yu-Gi-Oh! Sure, we got more things like space things and Performa Pals, but now in this current era, the Link era, it's definitely gone back to cybernetic. I mean, hell, we have that new Cyberse archetype where it's all about this kind of cybernetic things, not so much machines, but cybernetics, and that seems to be the way Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been going from its pharaonic origins to a cybernetic revolution. I kind of have to shoehorn that term in. Looking at my other example, however, though, actually goes on with a couple of cards. That's Dian Keto, the Cure Master. The OCG art was actually different from the TCG art we got, and we still haven't got this. It'd be kind of cool for a Lost art one day. This one, I guess, shows more cleavage. Okay. You got Dian Keto holding the Ankh with like a spider web or something behind it. I'm not sure what that is, but it's definitely, you know, like it's a big lady with green hair. I mean, that's all it is. But when it came to the TCG, they completely redid the art, not even resembling whatsoever. Now she has a full clothes on. Instead of Ankh, it's like a ball of light. And she has a different pose. She's smiling, and it's no spider web, but you still have that ball of light behind her. It's definitely different. It's more of a change than just, let's say, Monster Reborn, where they just slapped on a thing over it. But it's definitely different in the TCG, and it's kind of weird going back and forth. You can definitely see OCG art looking pretty different, much like how the OCG art already looks different from the Bandai art. But then in Rush Duels, jumping all the way to modern era, we have kind of retrains of Dian Keto, but I'm using these as examples of just different ideas of cards sort of evolving. We have Dian Keto, the Gold Digging Master, which is pretty hilarious. I mean, you got the Ankh, you got like the weird spiderweb thing, but I guess she got younger and thinner, I guess. It's kind of silly looking, but that's not the only one in Rush Duels we got. We also got Dian Keto, the Prison Master, which, oh boy, that's very different. I don't think Takahashi would have saw that first Dian Keto and thought, Prison Master Mommy. Yeah, it's something to see like the evolution of this character. Like, I don't know if it's technically supposed to be, or maybe Dian Keto has sisters, but they're all called Dian Keto. Maybe Dian Keto is the first and middle name, maybe. I don't know. It's interesting to think about and just see how much it changed from this art. Like, not just how it looks, obviously, but just the style of how it's drawn, shading, coloring, detail, all that stuff. It's interesting to see just the simplistic designs and more realism of yesterday to today, of how it is, and that's very interesting to think about. I do plan on doing a kind of a similar video about Dark Magician, completely separate from this, at some point. Whenever I'll get to that, I don't know. But yeah, if you have any ideas for a deck discussion or any discussion or deck profile, definitely check out my Patreon to figure out how to do that. So again, the patron who requested this, thank you very much. Your name will be in the slate at the end of this video, along with all the other patrons, and ones who enter the tier of video suggestions will get their name highlighted. So yeah, again, let me know what you think about this video, and until I see you all next time, have a wonderful day.
My grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards, Kaiba.